Why did you used to turn your shirt and pants inside out when you play?
Because my mom's, we used to play football after we get out of school, and I used to come home, my clothes dirty. And my mom said, I better not ever do that again. So I think I would get smart, turn the jeans, pants inside out, turn the clothes inside out, then turn them inside out before I went back home, and everything looked like it was pretty normal.
You ever get caught?
I'm sure she knew exactly what was happening. I mean, we couldn't afford to have replacement stuff, and I'm out here damaging the items.
Why'd your dad not want you to play football?
I think my father didn't want me to play football because he knew how physically demanding the sport really was on the body. My father sustained a knee injury, and at the time, I mean, before he sustained his knee injury, I was told, and people oftentimes tells me this, he was the best running back in the city of Pensacola. And so, and to this day, that same knee, which he just had replaced, had full knee replacement surgery about 2 months ago in June, was bothering him. And so now he has a new knee, and he's moving on with his life now. But I think that experience that he had, he didn't want none of his kids to go through it. And so, fortunately, my mom wanted us to have a complete experience. How can you deter somebody from their passion?
Right.
And so, at the end of the day, it worked out.
Well, it's surprising because it's usually the other way around. It's usually the mom saying, no, we don't want.
My mom loved football. My mom
to...
loved football more than I did. My mom was a football fanatic. She loved the sport of football, and my mom probably believed that her son could do anything in football.
Really?
Yes.
So when you and your dad are awaiting your certain election into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, what does he say to you in a private moment?
In a private moment, my father tells me, he said, son, you're doing the things that I wanted to do. He said, you're living my dream. And that's really one of the first times that he truly opened up like that. And it was kind of cool to see, but it was heartfelt because I knew that he had played the sport, and it had to be hard on him to watch his son go out and become that individual that he really wanted to become. And so he probably looked back over his life. I can only imagine. He probably looking over his life, thinking about what his life could have been. I was just hoping that he's proud that I was able to pick up the mantle where he left off at and carry it further and do the things. And I think the Hall of Fame solidified that for him.
Well, and you spoke about that conversation a little in your, Hall of Fame acceptance speech, but it got to you then, and you can even see now talking to you, it touches you.
Yeah, it does.
What is it about that conversation?
Because the human spirit itself is such a powerful thing, and I am the descendant of my father. My father was given a considerable amount of talent, and so was I. And I'm just thankful that I didn't squander it, and was able to maximize it to its fullest. And I'm still trying to maximize it to this day.
How true is it that when you were growing up and playing sports, that your mom would sometimes have to bring your birth certificate because people wouldn't believe that you were the same age as their kids?
Yeah, that's very true, because I was a pretty thick, strong kid. And yes, I was a little bit bigger than most. And I was well coordinated. I was extremely coordinated. I mean, you tell me somebody that can throw a football, I probably could have got into the punt, kick, and pass, the pass, kick, and punt contest and done very well. Because I could throw a football at a young age, 45, 50 yards.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I could just sling it. And I could run. I could catch with one hand. I knew how to tackle. I was real aggressive. I was a real aggressive football player. And I knew what to do with the football once I got it in my hand.
And I mean, it wasn't just limited to football either, because I think you were leading the county in scoring in basketball in your 8th grade year, yet you end up stopping playing to run track.
Yeah.
Because it could help you better in football, is that right?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, like you said, I did lead the county in basketball. I was pretty decent. I really was. I was pretty decent. Of course, I could jump out the roof. I could almost dunk a basketball in the 8th grade. Wow. And so, but once I got to high school.
And you aren't even 5'10".
Yeah, I was about 5'9.5". In the 8th grade, I remember being measured at 5'9.5" in the 8th grade.
Wow.
And I haven't grown since.
Right, I was gonna say.
So I grew early and stopped.
Yeah.
Everybody else kept growing. And so, but I remember when I got to high school, I was going to go out for basketball, and Coach Norm Ross told me, he said, "Listen, son, I've seen you play football." He said, "You probably would have a better chance of going places in football than basketball." He said, because I made the varsity squad. He said, "Now, you made the squad, but I'm not going to play you that much because I don't want you to get hurt on my watch." He said, "So I recommend you go on the track, work on your speed, do the things that are complementary to football." And I did do that, but I yearned to play basketball.